Nothing truly.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Nothing Toolit. I'm your host, the Toolit Guy, and today we're going to be showing you how to change the tire on your vehicle. One of the first things you're going to need to do before starting anything with your tire is to put your e-brake on. Your e-brake is sometimes located on the driver's side, on the left-hand side, in front of the seat. In some vehicles, the handbrake for your e-brake is in the center console area. What you do for this, put your foot on it, push it in. When you push it all the way down, you have now locked your car in position and it won't roll away on you when you're lifting your vehicle in the air with the jack. To release it, like this button says, or the pedal says, push to release. You have to then push it again, releasing it. For now, we're going to leave it locked. Another safety method you're going to do before jacking your car into the air, I like to take a 4x4 or some sort of wheel chock and put it in front of the front tire if you're going to be jacking up the back tire, and vice versa. If you are jacking up the front tire, put this block in front of that wheel so that it blocks it from rolling away. It's just an extra step and an extra safety precaution to take when jacking your vehicle up. When it comes to getting your tires started, what you're going to want to do is use a tire iron of some sort. Depending on what you have, you might have a style like this or this. I'll give you a close-up of these actually. Here's one, here's two. This one has different sizes for different lug nuts. This one here should be the size that came with your vehicle. What I like to do, the one that has more leverage, I like to put that onto one of the nuts and just crack it loose. Do that for all 5 bolts in a star pattern. Once you're done that, you can then jack up your vehicle to a safe height to remove the rest of the bolts and then ultimately get the tire off. What I meant by with the star pattern is that starting with one bolt, go across to the next, and across to the next, across to the next, across to the next, forming your star shape. Once you've done your star pattern to crack the nuts loose, you then stop the process to get your jack ready. Now when it comes to your driveway, sometimes there's little dips and imperfections in the pavement, so I like to put down a couple pieces of flat boards between my jack and the pavement. That gives you a flat surface to work on. Then you locate underneath your vehicle a solid piece of steel that you can put the jack on. Once you're ready, you can then jack up your vehicle until the tire is in the air. Once your vehicle is off the ground, it is now safe to remove the rest of these nuts and remove your tire. Now you can do this part with an air compressor and just spin these nuts off real quick and easy. But to be fair, you're most likely going to need to do this because you've got a flat tire on the side of the road and all you have probably in your trunk is this or this. So what you do is you find the right size. If it's too loose, you probably want to switch to a different one. If it's too small, obviously it's not going to get the nuts off. You find the one that's just right, you can then start twisting it off. Because we've cracked them loose earlier, it makes it much easier to get them off. Set them aside. Do that for the remaining 4 nuts, also in that star pattern that we talked about earlier. As you can see with my tire, the hubcap is actually put on with the lug nuts. With other vehicles, you may be able to just simply use the spiked end of your tire iron, and you'll be able to put it in at the side. Slowly pop it away if you need to. Once you have your hubcap removed, in my case also, you've noticed that the tire kind of already popped forward and it's easy to now remove. All you have to do is simply lift and pull it off. In other cases, sometimes the tire itself may have seized on against the wheelbase. You may need to get a rubber mallet or lightly tap it with your boot somewhere on the tire, and then it'll knock it loose for you so you can get it off easier. Before putting your next tire on, now would be a good time to go over your tire, check the tread for any nails or screws. Just keep rolling it until you get all the way around. If you happen to come across like little stones that are wedged in, you can pick those out. Once you're happy with the results of your tire, you can then put it on your vehicle. One more thing I like to do before putting the tire back on is putting on some agent called anti-seize. This anti-seize comes in a little container. And what you do, you can see from previous years, mine is still on there. I like to just dab a little bit on each bolt and just swipe it around. When you spin the lug nut on later, it'll go on there with ease and it'll stop it from rusting right to your bolts and making it extra hard to get off. I usually like to do a little coat around this area here as well. Once you're done that, you're then able to put your tire back on. Roll your tire into place. With a little lift, try to line it up with the bolts as best you can. Slide it on. And the hubcap is ready to go on. You need to line it up so that this little notch here lines up with your tire valve. That allows for space for your tire valve to safely come through without being interfered by or pressed on by the rest of the hubcap. If your tire is leaning forward like this, I like to try and hold it in place with my foot at the bottom a little bit. And then use one of the lug nuts. Just give it a couple little hand twists just to get it started. Repeat that process for the remaining 4. Once all 5 have a couple of threads twisted on for each one, you can then go back to your tire iron and in the star pattern once again, tighten everything back on, tightening your wheel into place. Once you've tightened all 5 on, I suggest going back around and giving them a little extra snug while the car is still up in the air. Once your lug nuts are secured into place, holding your tire on, you can then come to your car jack. Pull the handle out of its slot. There's a little knob here. This allows pressure to release from your jack to lower it. Lowering your vehicle back down to the ground. Once your vehicle is safely back on the ground, I then recommend taking your tire iron, putting it on each bolt, putting it on each nut, and giving it a quarter turn snugging, just to make sure it's secure. This is done in case when you've lowered the tire back down to the ground, the weight of the vehicle is offset the bolts in their alignment. So this helps snug it on there just to make sure. You can do this with a torque wrench if you have it, but if not, making sure it's tight and secure is the best way. Now that you've finished putting your wheel back on your vehicle, you can now remove the block from your front wheel and release the e-brake. Whether you're changing a tire on the side of the road, or switching your winter tires out for summers, or summers for winter tires, or just simply getting new tires, I recommend, after driving it for a day or two back and forth to work a couple times, you put your tire iron back on the lug nuts. Just give them another little quick tighten to make sure everything's secure in place. Just one of those double check methods to keep yourself safe. That concludes today's episode on how to change a vehicle tire. I hope this has been helpful, and if it has, like, subscribe, and until next time, just remember, there's nothing to it.